This is Keith Fraser for Seconds Out. I'm here with KALLE Sauerland, the man behind the World Boxing Super Series, the Muhammad Ali Trophy. KALLE, nice to meet you for the first time. I didn't realise you are a North London boy like me. You know, great minds think alike, or live alike, as they say. But KALLE, what was behind your thinking behind this trophy? I mean, similar things you've done before and have happened before. What was behind this and now?
Well, first of all, I thank you very much for the very nice introduction. I would change that slightly. I'm one of the men behind the tournament. It's a team effort. I think you know, the concept of a quarter-final, semi-final, and final in a sport, I can't take too much credit for. But no, what we did was we put together a tournament that we felt we looked at the Super Six, of course. We looked at how to bring a tournament into boxing that can last, you know, that can last over years and become a living fixture in the sport. And we had some very good partners. Modern Times Group, of course, one of the biggest entertainment media giants, also were involved in esports in Europe. Were very were a major partner for us. Also one of the major shareholders who helped us on the broadcasting side of things to realise the concept, and of course Highlight Entertainment, who is a big, you know, involved in a big family. One of the companies involved in that family is Team Marketing, who look after the Champions League rights. So in that family you had also the marketing side of things. So it was very important for us not only to launch a tournament like this as boxing promoters, but we had to make it bigger. We had to look outside the world of boxing and bring in partners from different areas of the world of media.
And look, as I said to Eddie Hearn, I've said this to George Groves, I'm a big boxing fan myself, of course, but one of my issues with the sport is the fact there's too many titles. This kind of clears up that argument to a certain degree if you can get all the fighters in the mix. Do you see it, I've asked the same thing to Eddie, but do you see it as perhaps the future of boxing?
I see it as something that sits nicely on top of the ecosystem of boxing. I think boxing needs to continue doing what it's doing, and I hope that the number of titles go down and things like this. And I hope that people don't see this as another title. It's not another title. It's not trying to be another title. That's the first thing to clarify. We're not so interested in what belts you bring in. It's very nice to say we've got all 4 world champions, for example, in the cruiserweights. We've got a few world champions in the super middleweights. But ultimately, for us, it's about the best against the best. Now, often the best aren't the world champions, and often the best storylines to tell doesn't always involve a champion. It involves young challengers. It involves, like Saturday now, Jamie Cox, for example, is a young challenger. Give him that moment, biggest platform possible. He's beaten his 24 opponents so far, most by knockout, never lost. So he steps up to the plate to someone who has been in this position himself before the first Froch fight, George Groves. No one outside the hardcore world had heard of George Groves before the first Froch fight. That made his name. Second Froch fight was the biggest post-war British boxing fight. So, you know, it's still a big, but on the other hand, would Klitschko Joshua have gone to Wembley had it not been for the success of Froch Groves?
You need to ask
yeah, I guess so. But ultimately you'd have to change history around before you answer some of those questions. But ultimately, we're trying to deliver, and I think we are delivering sport where you see the best against the best week in, week out.
And of course, if this is successful, would you like to see it at all weight divisions? I mean, I know that there's some real plum divisions, such as the welterweight division, such as the heavyweight division, of course. Would you like to see this format repeated in the plum divisions?
Well, I see that, you know, I think the super middleweight for us would be a plum division, yeah. I think the cruiserweights is an underestimated weight class. For many years you've got heavyweights who are fighting to a limit. You know, they are the heavyweights at the Olympics, so they have to meet a limit, which is, you know, something that heavyweight doesn't have to do. And I think if you look at the guys in there in the first season, I think that they would beat 98% of heavyweights. In fact, 99% of heavyweights. I would go as far as saying that Usyk could beat 99% of heavyweights today. And you know, and some of the other ones as well. I think we will go through all the weight classes. You know, starting with the smaller ones that's the aim. You know, to definitely look at smaller weights. Second season will be a smaller weight involved, that's for sure. And of course, you know, we don't go out and get Muhammad Ali as the brand ambassador and not think about heavyweights. You know, the heavyweights are the ones that we know, of course, we'll look at when the time's right. You know, heavyweights wouldn't have been interest me 2 years ago. Now suddenly they're alive. You know, the heavyweight division, you know, is alive. You know, started with a day where Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, and of course continued with Anthony Joshua's amazing night at Wembley Stadium with Vladimir Klitschko in April. You know, and where does it go from here? Hey, we got a big one in a couple of weeks with Joshua Pulev.
So who knows? Maybe next year you'll have the World Boxing Super Series, a heavyweight with Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, maybe David Haye, all in the mix. What do you reckon?
Philip Hrgovic, the new signing as well from us. I think he's ready for a world title after one pro fight.
Quick plug.
Yeah, quick plug. Exactly. I'll sneak that in. You know, maybe next year, maybe the year after. Let's see. You know, it's of course a weight class. You got to get it right, and the heavyweight's probably the most complicated one to do it at. But at the moment, I don't see a weight class where, with the money that the investors and the shareholders are put on the table here, I can't see that. Maybe
super middle with, and you'll end up getting Amir Khan and Kell Brook in the ring. That would be something the fans would love.
Welterweight. I think if you look at the welterweights, it's interesting. Super welters is something that we looked at before. You know, definitely will go at least one weight class below middleweight next time.
Well, we're all very excited by the format. We're looking forward to the big fight on Saturday night, which is Jamie Cox against George Groves, and we wish you best of luck for the World Boxing Super Series.
Thank you.